Assalamu alaikum and welcome to my channel. This is Hania from the Teal Tajin. Lettuce and other greens have a shorter shelf life than most vegetables. Today I'm going to show you a quick tip on how to keep your vegetables and other greens crisp and fresh. This method is much better than just throwing them in a plastic bag and then into your fridge, only to find them 3 days later black, rotten, and slimy. There are really only 3 key steps in this process. The most important thing is to process your greens right after buying them so they have the longest shelf life. Bismillah, let's begin. The items that you're going to need are your greens, a salad spinner, bicarbonate, also called baking soda, white vinegar, cutting board, a knife, and a paper towel. So first thing is we cut the lettuce at the bottom towards the core. I'm going to leave a good amount on the bottom because I want to use this scrap part to regrow the lettuce later. So as you can see with my finger, we're going to cut right about there. And this part we're going to submerge in water and regrow the lettuce later. So now we're going to look through the lettuce leaves and look for all the leaves that are wilted, rotten, have any undesirable spots on them. And we want to either discard them or cut around them because we definitely don't want that with our lettuce, because this will continue to rot and make everything really nasty. You can see the inside core of the romaine lettuce that I have. You can also cut this part too. You can also use that part and regrow that as well. So we're going to continue to look through our leaves, making sure that everything is nice and fresh and crisp. And the reason you do really want to look through everything is not only because you want to discard all the bad parts, but also to make sure that you're able to spot and get rid of all the debris, including some insects, as you can see on this piece of lettuce here. Especially here in Algeria or similar countries, all the produce does come from the farm to the market to your kitchen. So you want to make sure that you clean everything off properly, inshallah. And now I'm going to wash my lettuce very well. I'm going to add a little bit of the baking soda in the water, as well as a few capfuls of the vinegar. So I want to make sure that you submerge all your lettuce in the water and make sure that all of the debris and any other thing that might be stuck to the lettuce seeps down to the bottom of your bowl or your sink. So really take a lot of extra care when washing your lettuce. After you've washed your lettuce very well, making sure that you've removed as much debris as you can, I'll use the lettuce spinner and spin out all the extra water from the lettuce. If you don't have a lettuce spinner, then you can just use a clean kitchen towel and dry them on your countertop. But there really is no substitute for a lettuce spinner, inshallah. So if you are able to get one or you have one, that's the best way to clean and remove all the moisture from your lettuce, because it is the moisture, after all, that makes your lettuce wilt. I don't like to pack in my salad spinner. I like to do them in batches so that more of the moisture comes out. Once you finish spinning out all the water from your lettuce, you can see that a lot of water does come out of the lettuce from all the crevices. So this is why I like to repeat this process about 3 times to make sure all the water comes out. So now we get to the third part of my lettuce or greens saving hack. So I'll take the top off and remove this insert part here, put that aside. So this part, we want to get that really dry. See, there's still some liquid in there left. You want to really get that out. So you can clean that out with a kitchen towel, or obviously, you know, paper towel or paper towel. So I don't normally use paper towel for cleaning things in my house, but I will buy paper towel roll especially for preserving my lettuce greens. So what we do is just take 2 squares or 3, you know, whatever floats your boat. So we take those and fold them and fit them into the bottom of our salad spinner. So what this is going to do is, when we put this insert back into our salad spinner and the lettuce, just give a demonstration, the lettuce will be in here, and if there's any moisture or anything collected, it'll go to the bottom of our salad spinner, and then it'll be collected on the bottom here, as you can see, and then it'll be absorbed by the paper towel. So the another step is I'll just sprinkle in some baking soda. So the baking soda, also called bicarbonate, just a little bit, you don't need that much. Again, it'll absorb the moisture. So the same concept is when they suggest to put baking soda or bicarbonate into your refrigerator to absorb smells and also moisture. So this is the same reason why I do it, and it'll help the paper towel also to absorb. And then there's some kind of chemical, hi, you're talking to me. So it'll absorb a lot of the moisture, and then there's a chemical reaction which helps with the oxidation as well. There will be some oxidation, of course, here at the bottom of the stems here, you know, of your greens, your lettuce or any other type of green, but all you do is just snip those parts off, you know, just snip just a bit, and inshallah will be no problem at all. So as I mentioned, I'll put the paper towel and then just a little bit of the bicarb, and then after that I will put my basket, the insert of the salad spinner, and then I'll layer in my lettuce. So as you can see, the lettuce obviously has this natural curve, so I want to work with that and work to get the smaller ones. It too much, we don't want to really pack it in there, because if you're packing your lettuce, you pack it down, you put a lot of weight on it, it'll start to wilt, and then it'll start the chain reaction of, you know, spoiling, and we don't want that. So I'm going to take another paper towel and just gently lay it on top here. Again, this is to absorb any moisture, excess moisture. So if you just had a single layer of lettuce, you just had a little bit amount, it would be fine, you wouldn't need this extra. But since I have quite a bit, I want to just layer it in like that. Our lettuce in there. There's some little parts like this which I won't even bother with. I'll just, you know, give them to my children now, or to a turtle or another animal. And then we use a paper towel again, same as before, and we just gently lay that on there. We don't want to pack it down. We definitely don't want to pack that down. So as you can see, we have this little layer going. So we have the bottom. See, it's already absorbed some of the moisture already. The bottom, paper towel, lettuce, paper towel, lettuce, and then another paper towel. And then I will secure the lid onto the salad spinner just like that, and then that's ready to go. So inshallah, my romaine lettuce stays for a minimum of 2 weeks really nicely. Spinach and chard, which is called silk here in Algeria, it keeps for longer. If you had more tougher types of greens like kale, it would last even longer. The more delicate ones like bib lettuce, they would have a shorter lifespan, but still they would last much longer than if you just put them in the refrigerator in just a bag or by themselves, inshallah. So now that you've stored your lettuce, what you want to do. So when you want to use it, just simply open your salad spinner and just take out what you need. If if you feel that you would like to wash them again, just simply wash them in water, cold water, with just a little bit of bicarbonate, baking soda, and some vinegar. But as we did wash already the lettuce, you know, it's fine, inshallah, just like this. I do like to wash it again before serving it, you know, just to make sure that it's extra clean, but like this is just fine too. If you don't have a salad spinner, again, as I mentioned before, you can just dry it on a kitchen towel like this. And then as far as storage, I would just get a bowl, a big bowl, and have another bowl that can fit inside the bowl, similarly like a salad spinner here, and then have some type of cover like this. If you don't have any cover that fits, then you can use something like plastic wrap or even a bag. So now we're going to continue with our bonus tip. Here you can see I've put the water into this plastic container, this empty water bottle that I cut the top of, and you see I'm just putting just a few centimeters of water. You just want enough water that the core, if you can see the core here, this is the core here, the bottom part, which was in the ground, and here's where they cut. So you want that part submerged, and then halfway through the bottom. You don't want it all submerged because it'll just start to rot, and then the inside will grow, but then the outside will really rot. So there'll be some spoilage on the outside, you know, as the further you go down in the regrowing this lettuce. So after about 1 week, the second week, there'll be some parts that'll be a little bit rotten, but that's fine. You can just pick those off, you know, cut them off with some scissors or even with your fingers, and inshallah it'll grow steadily. After about 1 or 2 days, you'll start to see some sprouts coming out, and then after 1 week it'll be about this high, and then after 2 weeks it'll be about that big, and then maybe after 2.5 weeks, 3 weeks, it'll be quite big like this, and then that's when you plant it into some soil, inshallah. Inshallah, I hope you've enjoyed this video. Don't forget to like and subscribe. And until the next time, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.